All right. Hey, you guys. Darren here with Still River Kayaks once again, and we are on the next episode of Niangua River Raw. And today with us, we have Connie Chung.
Hi.
Most of you may know who she is, but some of you who don't, Connie, you probably seen her. So if you guys have ever floated the Niangua River before and seen a beautiful woman on a paddleboard doing handstands down the Niangua River and wondered who is that? Well, that is Connie Chung. Connie Chung is a great soul and
Aw,
a
thank
beautiful
you.
person all around. So we wanted to bring you to her and find out who is the girl, the woman that does the handstands on a paddleboard down the Niangua River. So tell us a little about yourself. You, everybody's seen you. You know, most people have at one point has seen you going down the river, and wondered who is this? Who's Connie? Why is she doing handstands? You know, tell us about yourself. Tell
Um,
us
okay.
who you are.
Um, so my background is that I'm a professional acrobat. Shameless plug. Go follow Tacrobats on Facebook and Instagram. Uh, I've been performing for about a decade now. I do a lot of tattoo conventions, stuff like that. And I love paddleboarding. I've had a paddleboard for a decade now. And everywhere I go, anywhere I'm at, all of my friends will tell you, I'm going to do a handstand on something somewhere, or a forearm stand, or some kind of yoga. I'm going
Right.
to be upside down somewhere. And my friends laugh and say that on a paddleboard, I'm like a cat. I'm either upside down doing something crazy or I'm taking a nap.
Right.
And there's no in between. And that's very true. Um, so one day I was out on my paddleboard and I was like, I wonder if I can flip upside down on this thing. And turned out I can.
So did you? Did you do acrobats and stuff like that before you tried the handstand on the paddleboard?
I had started doing yoga probably like 3 or 4 years before that. And I had just started performing.
Right. How long have you been doing this?
I started when I was 30 and I'm 41, so 11 years.
Oh, you actually admitted your age.
I don't care if you know how old I am. I still look like I'm 20, so who
Right?
cares?
So when you started doing this stuff when you were that's pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, most people, I've seen you on your Facebook and I've seen you on the river, so I mean, just it's kind of a short period of time. I
Hmm.
mean, it really is. I mean, as an adult,
Yeah.
as much as we can be adults, but
As much as we can be.
right? As an adult, I mean, to pick up a new skill and something like that's pretty amazing. So what do they say? Like 10 years, you doing something for 10 years, you become a professional at it or something?
I don't know if I'll ever fully be a professional. But I do know that it takes around 15 years for people to fully learn to control all of their limbs from walking and on.
Right.
So it takes around 15 years from you being born until you're, mid teens playing sports for you to fully learn how to use all of the muscles in your legs.
Right.
I've been standing upside down on my hands for 11 years. So I'm getting close to
You
that
got what,
15
four
year
more years,
mark.
huh?
And then I'll be able to stand upside down on my hands and do anything I want for forever.
Right. So how long did it take you? I mean, does you were paddleboarding before you did the handstand, right? So
Yes.
you were used to
Yeah.
the stability of a paddleboard.
Yes.
And so the first time you did it, did you nail it or did you tip over and land in the water?
No, the first time I did it, I nailed it. I've only gone over, I think, maybe 4 or 5 times ever.
It really?
Yeah.
That's even now. When was the last time you
S-
fell? Been a while, huh?
I can't even tell you. It's been so long.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Um, I try to hit the faster moving spots because that gives you momentum.
Right.
So if you can get into a spot that has at least 3 or 4 mile per hour flow,
Uh huh.
it's so much easier than in stagnant water because in stagnant water, you have to balance the back and forth.
Right.
Whereas if you're in flowing water, you just have momentum going one direction.
Well, it's got to, quote me if I'm wrong, but it's got to be kind of like riding a bike. The
Yes.
faster you
The
go,
easier it
the
is.
easier it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
So you
Just like
prefer.
surfing.
Does it scary though? Because where the faster moving water is usually more
Shallow.
shallow, right?
Yes, that's where control comes in.
Yeah.
I'm better at doing handstands on my paddleboard than I am on the ground. Because on the paddleboard, I can pull the ground underneath me to where I need it to go. I can orient it forwards or backwards because the ground
Really?
moves at my will. Whereas if I'm on the ground, I have to orient my butt and my lower body over the top of my head and stack it in a straight line and find that balance. And all of that is just in my palms on a flat surface.
So it's easier to do a handstand on a paddleboard?
It is.
Really?
Yeah,
What? That's weird.
it is.
That's weird. So if I mean, would you suggest somebody that wants to learn how to do handstands to do it on a paddleboard over?
I would suggest them to learn to do it on the ground first and learn how to do a press handstand.
Uh-huh.
Most people, when they try to do a handstand, they go up against a wall and they wildly kick their legs up and want the wall to catch them.
Right.
And that teaches you
To be scared.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't teach you control up, it doesn't teach you control at the top. It
Right.
teaches you nothing. You're not engaging any of the muscles, you're just flailing.
Right.
So
Huh.
you got to go slowly and learn how to lift your lower body off the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but obviously, if somebody wants to do they should. I think that maybe it's harder, not necessarily handstands, but somebody probably needs to learn how to stand up on a paddleboard first.
Yes.
They got to
So
understand the paddleboard, which is probably harder than the handstand.
a lot of the times when people see me going down the river on my paddleboard,
Yeah.
I'm not even doing a handstand. I'm just standing there. I'm just floating. And they're like, show off. Or they'll
Right.
be like, man, you make that look so easy. Is it really that simple? And I always tell people I have freaky good balance. Don't look at me as an example. I'm not a good person to
Right.
take that advice from.
So, a lot of people see you on the river, and there's no question you're a beautiful woman.
Oh,
And
thank
so
you.
you probably do you get harassed a lot on the
A lot.
river? Do
I
you?
don't float on Saturdays.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
probably hard to do handstands when there's a bunch of partiers going around you. But
I don't want to do
yeah,
handstands.
right.
Even just standing on my paddleboard on a
Yeah,
Saturday gets me abusive attention.
right.
I've had people throw like full beer cans at me.
Really?
Yeah. I've had people try to ram my board with their kayaks and canoes to knock me over. I've had people try to push me off my board with their paddles, like come up from behind me and push me in the back with their paddle, trying to push me over.
Oh, this is on a Saturdays?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did it less when I had a big scary pit bull on my board with me all the time, but my pit bull passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm almost always out there by myself.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think that people, I mean, are they jealous?
I don't know. Maybe.
Right? I mean, you get, I think I've seen some of your streams where and your comments and stuff, but you get people follow you like
Yes.
creepy,
Yes.
right?
Mostly men.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
mind it when the women do it.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think especially with men, but I believe just women too. Women do the same thing. But I
Mhm.
mean, it's human nature to stare at something that's number one, doing something that you can't. Number two is beautiful, whether it's a woman or a man or a piece of scenery.
Yeah.
So you tend to stare, but everybody has to know the rule.
Yes.
There's usually like what is it, a minute maybe, or 30 seconds, or where it becomes not creepy anymore, where it's like you could check it out, see what you're seeing, but then okay, now you're getting into the creepy part
So
of it.
there are times where groups of people will follow me down the river the entire day to watch me
Right.
do this. And I don't mind that. That's totally fine.
Right.
I'm out there, I'm doing handstands, I'm covered in tattoos. I know people are going to look at what I'm doing. I'm not stupid, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't mind if they're respectful. I
Right.
don't mind if they aren't trying to get right up next to me. I don't mind if they're not asking me invasive questions like, so where are you a stripper at? Because I'm not a stripper.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being a stripper.
tech-
I'm just not one of
Yeah.
them.
Technically, you're a professional now,
I am a
acrobat.
professional
So,
acrobat. Yes.
right, you're not a stripper.
Yes.
You actually, and if I guess if people want to stare at you longer than the creepy part, then maybe go to one of your shows.
Yes, come to one of my shows. Come to the Carnival of Ink,
Right.
March 19th, 20th, and 21st in Springfield at the Convention Center, and you can see me perform.
Yes, and then you could, as long as she's performing, you could stare directly at her and no creepiness at that point. So I mean, you obviously carry, because you're out there by yourself, and
Yes.
sometimes you're out there on Sunday. So 1 minute there could be nobody on the river, next minute there could be a bunch of people,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you run across people, like you said, that are a little bit more creepier, and but you do carry something to protect yourself.
Yes,
correct?
I do.
So just know that, and she probably doesn't need to get into detail on what she carries, but she is well protected out there. And she does have also a lot of friends on the river. So,
Oh, yes.
and she's
Mhm.
gaining more. So just, if you see her out there, don't be the creepy guy. Nobody likes to be the creepy.
Please don't be
Yeah.
the creepy
Yes.
person.
You can watch her,
You can follow me and watch me, just
Yeah.
don't be weird about it.
right? When you feel like you're starting to be creepy, maybe just back off a little bit.
That is a good rule of thumb.
Right? So, why? Let's back up to, you started paddleboarding, and how long have you been paddleboarding the Niangua River?
For 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
Where did you first start paddleboarding at? Where did you? Was
The
it the river?
Niangua.
It
Yeah,
was.
the river. Well, I tried a paddleboard in Mississippi at the beach.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, this thing is cool. And I immediately got home from my trip and got on Amazon and bought a paddleboard.
that was it, huh?
That was it. And the person I was talking to down in Florida that let me use the board owned a shop, like a surf shop.
Right.
So they're explaining to me how if you want to board for the ocean or the lake, you want to get a hard body so it
Right.
gets you down in the
Right.
water. Yeah, one
Yeah.
of these. And then if you're on a river, you want a soft body and inflatable because that can hit rocks and it doesn't take chunks out of it and
Right.
destroy your board. And also, you want to be up on top of the water in a river so you go with the flow. Whereas in the ocean, the fact that it sinks down kind of keeps you grounded a little more.
Yeah.
So you don't just drift off with the wind.
Right. Right. So what was how big of a difference? I mean, so you first started paddleboarding the first time was on the ocean.
Yes,
And
on
then-
a 10-footer. And I realized very quickly that those are not that stable.
So bigger is better.
Bigger is better with a paddleboard. Well, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I have a whitewater paddleboard that I've taken down the Colorado River. I've taken it down, what's that? The Rio Grande. I've taken it down the Nenana in Alaska. And it's an 8-footer. And it has a little strap that you can hook your foot into.
Oh,
And it is for whitewater
Gotcha.
paddleboarding. You want a smaller one because it pivots easier and faster,
so
right?
you've whitewatered
Yes.
paddleboarding? Really?
I have.
Really?
In multiple states because I'm crazy.
Right. That's awesome. I didn't
Because
know
I
that.
travel
Yeah.
a lot and I love to do stuff outdoors. If I go somewhere, I'm going somewhere I can hike, go in a mountain,
Yes.
go on a river, go on a lake, do something cool. I don't have a TV. I don't like to be indoors. I'm one of those people, I enjoy the outdoors no matter what time of year it is, no matter what the weather condition. I want to be out in it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's so. How big of a difference since? So when you first did the ocean, you did that,
Mhm.
and then you turned around, you bought a paddleboard, and then you went to the Niangua.
Yeah.
How much of a difference was it from the ocean to the river?
So much more stable. Rivers are my favorite.
Yeah, because they're moving.
Yeah, lakes are my least favorite.
Yeah.
At least oceans have steady waves, so you can expect what and when.
Right.
Lakes are a nightmare because, like,
They're probably
There's-
boring too.
well, and there's no flow, and it's so much work.
Right.
It's so much work. You have to paddle so hard, especially if there's
Yeah.
wind. Wind will carry you across the lake one way, and then you have to, like, struggle so hard to get back. And I don't do cardio. All I do is handstands.
So you're not gonna go run no marathon, huh?
No, I'll die.
No.
I
Right?
get winded going upstairs.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, I could see. I've been on. I honestly, I mean, granted, we sell paddle boards, but I haven't
Hmm.
just because I haven't had a chance. I've been on paddle boards, but I've been on a paddleboard at the lake.
Hmm.
So, I mean, as an outfitter, I mean, I don't have time in the summertime when it's nice, and I'm a little nervous on when the water's super cold. I mean, the water's usually around the same temperature, but if I fall off in the wintertime,
So
it's it's
I
a,
paddleboard all year round. As you
yeah,
know, you see
yep,
my posts. I am on the river no matter what time of year it is. I love the Niangua because you can float here in the winter and it doesn't freeze over.
right,
Whereas if I try to float the James, which I'm not a big fan of, I have to break through the ice with my paddle and I'm afraid I'm going to mess up my paddle.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I don't like doing that. So I always float the Niangua during the winter. I have a wetsuit. I
okay,
have knee-high neoprene waterproof socks that are insulated.
yes, I got some,
They are wonderful. I prefer to be barefoot on my paddleboard because shoes make you less stable. You want to be able to spread your toes and like feel yourself ground on the board.
yeah. I should
Most
let you
people,
use a pair of shoes,
yeah.
yeah, just to give you a review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we sell a pair of water shoes, and they're wide toes in there, you know, so your feet can
Mm-hmm.
spread. But I'm not trying to plug them. I'm just it's
Shameless plug.
yes.
Hmm.
But you know, Tiffany, my wife, she hates wearing shoes. Period.
I hate
She
shoes.
would just go barefooted.
Me
I
too.
mean, you just saw her. She's wearing socks with flip flops. You know, because she's
I saw
cold.
that.
Yeah, right.
I looked at her feet and I went, she has Ninja
You're
Turtle
right.
toes.
But so, but I mean, she doesn't like wearing shoes at all. I mean, she
Hmm.
does wear her Uggs when it's super cold.
I took mine off as
Yeah.
soon as we sat down
But, you know,
with my mismatched socks.
right? She does like those water shoes because it almost feels it's kind of one of those kind of like a barefoot, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
anyways, uh s- yeah, so it's you enjoy the river better.
Yes,
Yes.
that's my favorite. It's the easiest to float on a paddleboard on the river
Right. So, have you ever kayaked?
all the time, but it hurts my back.
Really?
Yeah, I
So what do
prefer to stand. So even when I take my canoe, I float my canoe backwards so that the
the
second
seats, yeah.
seat becomes the back seat.
Right.
That way, I'm in the very back, so I have more control to rudder. I stand when I float in my canoe. I do handstands in it. I do handstands on the
Oh.
gunnels. I do handstands in the bottom. I do planks on the thing that goes across the center. I forgot what it's
Right.
called right now. But yeah, the braces. So yeah, I'm all over my canoe like a cat.
Right. Nice. So do you if somebody, you know, because I'm sure a lot of people, you know, are interested in paddleboarding, you know,
Hmm.
or would like to try it, is what do you think is more stable, a paddleboard or like a kayak or canoe? Which
Paddle boards are more stable. Like the paddleboard itself, you have to work really hard to flip it over. You basically have to get underneath it and push from the bottom to flip.
right,
You might fall off. Don't get me wrong. You might fall off.
right. But you
But
can
the
still
board
sit down.
itself, yeah,
Right.
you can sit down, you can lay down, you can take a nap.
Right.
That's my favorite part of the paddleboard. I put the life vest behind my head and I just lay down and take a nap. It's essentially a raft without sides on it. Even if you hit something, you're going to bounce off it. You're on a board made of air.
Right.
You're like bumper boats at that point, right?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Right.
You just boom, boom. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
A canoe, if you fall asleep in a canoe and you hit something, you're going to roll and you might die. Same with a
Well,
kayak.
yeah. Well, that and I mean the canoe's going to take in water too. So and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like
Paddleboard's not.
right, and then it's kind of like if you fall off, then you just grab on your paddleboard and you're
Yeah, it's a
floating.
giant inflatable.
Right.
It's like better than a life vest. I don't understand why I have to have a life vest on my paddleboard because it's a giant inflatable. I'm going to grab that. I'm not going to go for
Right.
the life vest.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's always just been the rule. Even like you're on a lake or anything, you always
Yep.
have to have any body of water. You have to have a life vest, life
Hmm.
preserver.
Under 13 has to have one on the body
Yeah, yeah,
because keep your children safe, folks.
right. Yeah, it's I don't know. Life vests are weird. You know,
Mhm.
Nixon, we flipped in a tandem, and I was having a hard time saving him because the kayak was on top of us, and it's a tandem, so it was heavy,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to lift him up. The water's rushing, but I can't because his life jack's caught
Yep.
on the kayak, and so I'm holding him with one hand and the kayak with the other, and I can't unbuckle it, and so it's like,
Yep.
which one's
Dangerous.
safer? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's kind of you know, I'm s- we won't get into that because that's kind of like politics, but
We don't talk about
yeah,
that.
yeah, the do's and the don'ts, but um, yeah, which I can imagine. I mean, you're maybe I think if I paddleboarded all the time, I would probably have one of those inflatable ones that are really tiny. You know what I mean? So then it's legal, but then you don't have this big bulky life
So
vest
you
on your
don't
paddleboard.
technically have to have it on.
Right.
You just have to have it on your board.
Yeah.
So I put my life vest under the bungees in the front, and then I clip my backpack on top of it
Yeah.
because water is going to get on your board because you moving the paddle back and forth over it, it drips on there. You put the paddle on there, it drips
Right.
on there. So putting the life vest between your bag and the paddleboard keeps your bag dry. It also helps you slide your paddle up underneath it
Mhm.
without getting hooked on your back
Right.
or on the bungees, which is nice. So I actually like having my life vest on the
Well,
front.
then you have your pillow.
I
If you
know.
didn't have your life vest, you wouldn't have
I
your
wouldn't have
pillow,
my pillow.
right?
That's right. Sometimes I use my cooler as a pillow too.
Is it a fluffy pillow? A fluffy cooler?
It is a fluffy
Yeah.
cooler.
There
Yeah.
you go.
It's one from Bucky's and it's cushioned and
Oh,
padded.
gotcha.
So soft.
I'm just figuring out about Bucky's. We went for the first time like a month ago.
I okay, I buy a lot of my floating stuff from Bucky's, to
Yeah?
be real.
Really?
My coolers,
Right.
sometimes my straw hats that I wear.
Now from a word from our sponsor, Bucky's. No, I'm just kidding. But if you guys would like to send us in money, that'd be great.
Yeah, then we can go to
Yes.
Bucky's.
Right? So where do you see as far as your acrobat and stuff, where do you want to be? Do you see yourself growing with that?
I want to be the oldest person on the planet to do a handstand.
How long do you plan on living? 100?
Oh, my grandma was 104, so who knows?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm half Asian. I could live forever.
Right.
But as my mom keeps mentioning, I have more wrinkles than her. I'm only half Asian.
Well,
That half is running out, and soon I will just be old and Irish.
maybe it's because you're smiling more,
It
so you're
is.
getting the wrinkles
I
more,
got the smile
right?
lines because I don't do the Botoxy.
Right. So, if people wanted to start paddleboarding, what size do you recommend?
At least an 11 or a 12 footer. The
Yeah.
bigger you are, the bigger your board wants to be. If you're a small kid, you can do like a 10 footer. Like I have a 12-year-old that I take out on a 10 footer all the time. She does great on it because she's tiny.
Right.
So the bigger the person, the bigger the board, the easier it is to stand on. If you know anything about skating, long boards are way easier to stand on than a shorter, tinier skateboard.
Right.
Harder to do tricks on,
Right.
easier, more stable. So I like them to be at least 11 or 12 foot. The wider, the better. You want it to be at least 36 inches wide because that gives you side to side stability. You're way less likely to whoop off the sides.
Right.
I don't like the ones that taper at the front and the back, like real skinny. Those will also roll you right into the water.
Right.
Doesn't take much movement to go, oh, and now I'm rolling.
Yeah.
So you
I mean,
want
there's
them.
kind of a difference right here. There's more of a narrow front end,
Yes.
and this is here's
I
the other, and
like
this
the
is a
wider.
wider.
Yeah, I like the wider end
Yeah.
on both the front and the back personally. I also like them to be at least 6 inches thick. The 4 inches thick, when you stand in the middle, the ends will bow up
Oh yeah.
and then it doesn't float exactly right.
Right.
So when it's thicker, it gives it that stiffer bit.
Hardboard kind of feel
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
And people walk up to me all the time on the river and they're like, so like, is this thing heavy? And I'm like, nah, it rolls up and
Right.
goes in a backpack and goes in the back of my car. And they're like, I'm sorry, it rolls up.
Right.
And then I explain to them that it's inflatable and they'll touch it and be like, this is inflatable? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
because it feels like a hard body board. Like you really, once you're
It
on
is.
it,
It's hard as a rock.
once it's filled up to the full PSI, and okay, I know that the board says minimum
15,
PSI
yeah.
and maximum PSI. So most people are like, well, the minimum says 10. You want to go all the way to 15, folks.
Yeah.
Whatever the max on your board says, go to that. The stiffer the board, the easier it is to stand on.
So what about? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So like when we do rafts, and so because let me back up because we're paddleboarding is coming pretty popular. We are offering rentals with
Yeah.
our paddle boards.
Yes. I
So
love
that way,
that.
people who haven't paddleboard, rather than going out and spending anywhere from 300 to, I mean, it's
1,000
unlimited.
or
Yeah,
more.
yeah. They could at least come and try it and give it a shot.
Which I recommend lots of people to come here and rent paddle boards from you guys before they buy them.
Yeah,
I always recommend because I have a bunch of paddle boards, as you know. So I reviewed one of your paddle boards just this past year.
yeah,
Absolutely loved it. Had the best time. Had a great handstand session
yeah.
on it. But I always let people borrow my boards and take them out, and
Right.
I show them, okay, you want to sit and stand just behind where the handle is. A lot of people try to get too far forward, and that makes you fishtail with every paddle. You have to be taught how to paddle on a paddleboard.
Right.
It's totally different. In a kayak and a canoe, you're doing wide, big, broad strokes,
Right.
right? Whereas with a paddleboard, you want to go straight down in the water right next to the board and run that board, the paddle, right along the side of the board to keep you straight.
Or else it'll kind of.
Yeah, it'll fishtail you.
It's like being in a short kayak where every time you take a
Yes.
stroke, it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Right.
I always tell people don't put the big fin on the back of the board
Yeah.
and get a board that has two little fins.
Right.
And that'll keep you tracked straight. But if you get the one big one, you're going to catch the bottom and you're going to go
Oh,
whoop,
yeah. Well,
right
especially
face
on the
first off
river,
your board,
yeah.
especially on the river. You hit
Yeah.
a shallow spot. A lot of people don't know how to read the river either.
Right.
There's a trick to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, and it's like, I mean, it's paddle boards is just it's with anything. There's all different styles, all different accessories, fins. I mean, so
Mhm.
everything has its purpose.
Yes.
So you have to, I mean, you may have your board set up for the river, and then you may go to the lake and you're going to do a completely different set. You
Yeah.
might even use a whole different paddle board because you're doing,
I would. I would
yeah.
use a different paddleboard. I would use one with fixed fins instead of removable fins because I
Right.
would be taking my solid body. I would use a different type of paddle.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they make seats for paddle boards now.
they do, and they're making elevated ones.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Because the ones before, it's just the seat in the back, and it reminds me of those stadium seat things.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it just hooks in, and then it gives you something to lean against, and your feet are just out there, right?
Right.
But now they have ones that look like those little beach chairs that get you like that high up off the ground.
Yeah.
And they still clip in, and they're like a solid frame, so it gives you more support.
Right. Well, and I think it helps because they also have paddles that are like convertibles. I'm going to call it.
Yes, where you can make
like
it either a
Right.
back and forth or a
Yeah.
straight up and down. So I have started what I like to call my paddleboard army. I've gotten so many people into paddleboarding in the last 10 years. Tons of my friends have got them now.
Yeah.
So I have taught all of my friends how to do and what to do, and none of them stand other than my best friend Whitney, who is also a acrobat with me. Other than that, all the rest of them sit or lay
Yeah.
down and take naps. So they all use the double-ended kayak
Right.
paddle, and me and her are the only ones that use the stand-up paddles.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in my opinion, quote me if I'm wrong, but you don't want to make it easy on yourself the first time so you don't hate it.
Yeah.
Right. So plan on just sitting down.
Yeah.
Don't
just
go out and try to
plan on
stand
sitting
and have a
down.
good time on it. Don't go out and plan on, well, I can't stand up on it. I don't like it. Well, no, just float in it like it's almost a kayak. Maybe bring a seat on it or don't
Lay
bring a
down
seat.
and take a nap.
Yeah, relax and enjoy yourself. Don't try to overdo it or you're going to hate it.
Yes.
Then when you hit and like I said, quote me if I'm wrong, but if you're especially going down the river, if you want to stand up in the deep part.
So that's actually going to be harder because it's not going to have flow, but it's going to be safer if you fall in.
Yeah.
So you got to weigh those options. A lot of people, their big problem when they go to stand up is they don't do it properly.
Right.
You got to like basically get up into a squat and stand straight up. You don't want to lean forward. You don't want to lean backwards. Any forwards
Right.
or backwards, and that's going to whoop, whoop right out from underneath you,
Yeah.
right? That's physics 101, the law of momentum.
Right.
So this is a moving object. It's like standing on one of those floating docks, but it's not attached to anything.
Yeah.
So you got to stand up centered and centric. So
my first time on a paddleboard was on a lake, and I stood up, so I did pretty good, right?
yeah, you
Wasn't
did. You
moving
did
water,
great.
yeah.
Lakes are the
Right?
hardest. I
Especially
hate
at
lakes.
49 years. Well, I think I was like probably 48 then.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's pretty good,
great.
right? My
That's
old
fantastic.
bones and creaky.
Your old bones were doing so good.
Right?
Getting all the synovial fluid in them.
So it is. I don't know if you want to. I mean, do you want to plug the other things that you do?
No,
Okay,
we
I
can just
thought
plug
I'd
the
ask.
acrobatic stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Anyways, it's great to see you out on the river, and I hope that we get to. I'd like to push more people towards paddleboarding.
Yes.
I think it's great. They're cool.
They're very cool. They're my favorite way to float.
Right.
Actually, towards the end of my pit bull's life, once we got the paddleboard, he refused to get into my canoe
Right.
because he loved the paddleboard. So he always wanted to lay down and bask in the sunlight, right?
Right.
Because he's a pit bull. But when he would lay down in the bottom of the canoe, I got a flat bottom canoe for him so he could just lay down. But he couldn't see out the sides. And someone would come by and he would have to jump up and look
Oh yeah.
because he's nosy. He loved the paddleboard. He could just lay there and see everything, and people would come by and he would just look at them all side-eyed like, hey, I'm a dog on a board. And he would just lay there. I could even do handstands with him on my board. He would just lay there and be so chill. I miss that dog so much.
Yeah.
And he kept the weirdos away from me
Right.
because he looked scary, but he was a big old teddy bear.
Yeah. Well, it is the river.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of weirdos, but that's okay because the river brings every kind of person out there.
To be honest, on Saturdays, I'm not so much worried about the men as I am the drunk young girls that try to fight me.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight people.
We're getting too old for
I'm
that.
too old for that.
Right.
I know they think I'm young and scrappy,
Right.
but I'm not.
Right? Just because I could do a handstand doesn't mean
I want to be young and scrappy.
Yeah. I love the river, and I mean, even everything about it, because it brings so many different people.
It really does.
Whether they're good people or bad people. Most people that we run into are good people, but
Yes.
just with any community, you're going to have the bad apples.
Yeah. Well, Saturday is the heavy drinking day, as we all know, on the river.
Yes.
It's more like going to the club that floats.
Right.
And I don't drink. I'm 15 years sober, so I don't mind people who drink. I love them. They're funny.
Right.
But when people get drunk enough that they lose their inhibitions and their kindness, and it makes them look like they're lacking humanity,
Right.
that's when I want to get away from them. And when you're trapped on a river and you're all going at the same pace, sometimes it's hard to get away from them.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I mean, it's we get a lot of people that they won't float on Saturdays,
That's me.
which and that's fine, and the people who love to float on Saturdays, that's great too.
Yeah,
it's
go them.
Yeah,
I have lots of friends who love Saturdays.
Yeah.
I'm just not one of them.
right.
But I don't like people.
But it is, what I have a lot of people that don't float on Saturdays, but they love to just sit at the riverbank and watch the shit show.
I do too.
Yeah, right. It's people watching it. It's like. Well,
it's like
especially
Walmart on steroids.
Right? You don't have TV, so that's like
I don't have a
right?
TV, so this is like my Jerry Springer.
Right? It is. It's
Is that still a show?
I don't.
The last time I had
showing
TV,
our
that
age.
was a show.
Yeah, right.
I haven't had a TV in so long.
I don't know if it is. I don't even. We don't watch. I mean, if 90% of the time Nixon's the one watching TV, and then when we get that 15 minutes of TV to ourselves at night, it's it's kind of just garbage because it's just us winding down.
Yeah.
It's like not even anything. Like we'll watch the old shows, you know.
I watch Firefly. Like
Fire.
that's the only show I watch.
Really?
That and Downton Abbey. I'll watch both of them like once a year on an app.
Right.
That's about it. I watch Die Hard every year on Christmas because it's my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, really?
Does that count?
Sure.
Sure. I watch
Yes.
one movie a year.
There you go.
It's the same movie every year.
Well,
I'm
hopefully
not
you'll,
autistic.
hopefully you'll watch this at least.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
right.
I'll even get on YouTube to watch
Right,
this.
there you go. Yeah. Is there anything, do you have any, I want to say river wisdom, but also any kind of just life wisdom?
A bad 5 minutes doesn't mean you have to have a full bad day. I think a lot of people forget that.
Right.
They'll have a bad 5 minutes and they turn it into a bad day and then a bad week. And
Yeah.
anger is addictive, but so is happiness. And you can choose which one you want to be.
Yeah.
I personally don't have a TV because I would rather spend time outside. That gives me serenity and peace. And the river is my church. And I go there to be with God.
Yeah.
And that's my sacred space.
Right.
So nothing pleases me more than having a perfect day at the river by myself with no one else on it.
Right. That's
And
like your Zen time, right?
I
You
get
just-
that actually quite a bit towards the beginning and the end of the year during float season on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like no one's out here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's perfect if you want an all alone float, just so you know.
Right.
And those are my favorite days to just be out here and praying and talking with God and being in nature. And
Right.
that's when I feel the closest to who I really want to be and really where I want to be at.
Right. Good.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've learned about Connie is she's not a stripper.
I'm not a stripper. I'm
she's
flexible.
actually an acrobat. And she's actually going out to enjoy herself. And
Mhm.
I think, you know, with everything and people, because then you're out there on your bikini, and
Yeah.
then which she's on the water.
In a bikini, it's an
Right, it's
appropriate
the-
place
right,
to wear it.
exactly. So she's not trying to flash anything. She's not trying to get attention. She's just out, and she doesn't go out on Saturdays. If she's trying to get attention, she'd go out on Saturdays. But she's just being her and trying to do her and enjoy herself.
And I am covered in tattoos, which is art. I'm moving art. Feel free to look. Just
Right.
don't get weird and ask me weird questions that are super invasive about
Yeah.
my body.
Right.
Just, you know, if you
Yes.
wouldn't say it to your mom or your sister, probably don't say it to me.
Right. So do you think before we wrap this up, we can get you to do a handstand?
Yeah, totally.
All right. I don't know where.
Is this
It's
table
your-
going to flip over?
Oh, yes, it will. Yes.
Yes, it will.
It's not screwed down. Let's see.
I can do it on this box.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Should I move?
Oh, no, I can't do it on that box. That is super flimsy. That'll break in a heartbeat.
Right? Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I could do that there.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's just sitting there. I got you. Beautiful. All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
If you want to follow me, you can find me on Facebook under Connie Chung or go to the Tacrobats page. That's TATTCROBT, Tacrobats. And if you want to find me on Instagram, I'm Connie Chung _yoga.
I'm sure if you guys look her up, on Facebook or Instagram, you just search Connie Chung.
I'm like the first
Yeah.
one that pops up in
Right.
that area.
Yes. Wasn't there like a news anchor lady that was Connie Chung back in the
That's
day?
actually where my name comes from.
Oh.
She was the first person I ever saw on TV that looked like my mom that was being
Oh.
respected.
Yeah, nice.
Asians are usually the butt of the jokes in this country and any kind of media that you see, TV, movies, stuff like that. So I grew up thinking that we were just kind of to be made fun of for this culture.
Right.
And when Connie Chung became a news reporter, she looks just like my mom.
Yeah.
And people were being so respectful, and it inspired me. So I used her as my stage name.
Oh, well, good. Yeah. I think saying Connie Chung as a news anchor, I think that aged me, though. She hasn't been around
She's
for a
married to Maury Povich. She has all of that. You are not the baby daddy money. I wish I had that.
Right? Don't we all? All right, guys, make sure you follow her. If you want to just find her, just look up Connie Chung on Facebook or Instagram. I'm sure you're gonna find her throughout there. If then you could see her shows. She's probably gonna post where she's gonna be and whatnot.
Yep.
So feel free to go ahead and go see her, support her, and then you can sit in the back room and be creepy then and not on the river.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We
This was a
appreciate
lot
it.
of fun.
Yes, it was. I was hoping you would come, and I really wanted people to understand you and know who you are.
Thank you.
And
I
'cause
really appreciate
you actually
that.
are a great soul.
You guys are the best.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.